Hi everybody, I'm doing another video on replacing your habits. So it's a continuation on understanding yourself, which was the previous videos. I'm sorry those videos went too long. I try to redo them to make them shorter, but I kind of lost a lot in the translation when I try to make them shorter. So it kind of has to be that long to actually help people understand what's going on in their brain. And remember, my explanation is just my own. There's lots of other people that can give you this explanation if you don't like the way that I'm doing it. So again, I had some technical difficulty with the projector and everything like that. It wouldn't hook up. So I'm doing this format. This format is borrowed from one of my personal heroes, Brendon Burchard. He is a motivational speaker. He's the highest paid motivational speaker in the world. He's actually an educator as well, an author, and he has a YouTube channel. So check him out if you get a chance. If you are looking at some of my material, a lot of it is from him. But another thing is a lot of my material will look like it's from motivational speakers, but I've done a lot of research. So research actually is telling us similar things. So a lot of motivational speakers might sound like they're saying the same thing, but they're really not, because they're going back to research. The science is telling them this, and they're putting it in a neat package and telling us. So thank you very much to motivational speakers like Brendon Burchard, Mel Robbins, Jim Kwik, Simon Sinek, and Dr. Wayne Dyer, late Dr. Wayne Dyer. And so all habits need to be replaced because habits actually serve a purpose. So sometimes they're coping strategies. Is not to say that all habits, are coping strategies, or all habits stem back to things that happened in the past. So coping strategies, such as anger, such as anxiety, are actually habits that we accumulated. So what happened is we used them once or twice and they worked for us. They served that purpose. Like, we didn't have to go back to our negative self-talk and think about what we're saying to ourselves. We didn't have to go back to our experiences that caused trauma, that caused anger. We could be in that moment and focus on that anxiety. We could focus on that anger, or better yet, we could procrastinate and focus on something else and escape and avoid what we actually need to get done. But these actually create negative loops in our life. So every habit, you can't just get rid of it. You need to replace it because it takes up a period of time. It serves its purpose. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to look at replacing habits and how to effectively do that. So all of this is based on science. So if you go back to Dr. David Schwartz, The Unconscious Mind, a lot of this is kind of recycled from him. If you go back to Habit from Dr. Charles Duhigg, you'll find some of him. If you go back to Mindset with Carol Dweck, you'll find some of her in here. And you'll find a lot of motivational speakers in here as well. So this is just my version. This is what I do. So based on my research, I've made this up for myself. So it's accumulated from my research. If it doesn't work for you, fix it up for yourself, change it around, just the way I've done. Just the way we do an essay, a thesis statement. Do your own thesis statement and bring your own conclusion out from that. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. So this is kind of like my thesis statement. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to get started. So basically, when you're replacing a habit, you have to start with what. So what is the problem? What do you need to replace? What is causing all the impact? So I'm going to use two examples here. So I am a procrastinator. So procrastination is my issue, and that's what I need to replace. And procrastination is a habit. A lot of people don't know that. Escapism is a habit. Avoiding is a habit. And a lot of people kind of take that on as their identity. They take on that they are procrastinators. So that is actually something really negative. So a lot of people take on identities of the things that they do, but they're just habits. It's just something that they repeat over and over again that has some kind of benefit. So let's replace it with something positive. So what is your problem? So another really good example is smoking. So I use procrastination and smoking as my two examples, and we'll try to go through them concurrently while I do this, and I'll try to make sure that it's easy, neat, and wrapped up Reason I use smoking is because it's an easier habit. So my what is my smoking, my what is my procrastination. So, and why. So all motivational speakers, all authors, even journal writers will kind of say, what is the why? Why do you need to do this? What is it? What impact is it having on your life? So intrinsically, how is it affecting you, and how is it affecting the externalities around you? So remember, we're never by ourselves. We are us in context to the entire world. So everything we do and everything others do have ripple effects on us. So why do you want to replace this habit? So procrastination is taking me away from fulfilling my purpose. So procrastination is taking me away from what I need to do. Smoking is, well, I don't smoke, but individuals who smoke, it's ruining their health. So their long-term health impacts are higher. They're unable to enjoy certain activities. Socially, they're kind of punished for smoking. A lot of people like smoking. So you have to look back at your why. And if you can attach it to internal purposes, research is telling us, if we can have internal purpose and we can attach it to a higher purpose in our life as to why we need to change this habit, we're actually more likely to succeed. So one of the things is Simon Sinek, he's actually really good. He wrote a book called Start With Why and Leaders Eat Last. And the group that works with him actually wrote a manual on how to figure out your why. And it could be a macro, like it could be based on big goals, and it could be micro goals as well. So you can apply it to however you want it. And what it is they tell you to kind of pick out your life purpose. What is your life purpose? Is your life purpose to be more healthier? Is to enjoy things more? Is to have a better outcome for yourself? You pick that for yourself. And you really can't do those things when you're procrastinating. It's hard to do those things when you're smoking. You can't really be 100% healthy if you're smoking, right? You're unable to run less. I think it actually decreases the amount you can smell smoking. Like, you're unable to really enjoy life. So look at your why. Look at why it's so important. And oftentimes, our why can come from different people. So it could be a spouse telling their significant other that, you know what, you need to stop smoking because I hate the smell. But that doesn't really have impact on your why. It just says, well, I'm not going to do this because smoking's my thing and I don't want to stop. Somebody can tell me that, okay, you keep on procrastinating, you're not getting anything done, do what you need to do. And I'll be like, I don't want to do what I need to do. I know what I need to do. Don't tell me what I need to do. And you get into that argument. But if somebody is capable of telling you why it's so important, they can hit a chord. Like, for example, if your significant other can say, honey, you know what? I want to grow old together. I want to be healthier together. I want us to enjoy life more together. And if you get sick, if you get cancer from smoking, we're not going to be able to do that together. I want you to be there. I want to have children. I want to have grandchildren. I want to see this through. And that could hit a chord. That could go back to your why. And you could say to yourself, well, I want to grow old with my significant other. I want to have a more healthier life for children, grandchildren, and I want to have a healthier life for my why. And if somebody comes to me about procrastination and they're just like, you know what, Neru, you got a lot of potential. You're not living up to your potential, and you bury these skills inside you. You bury all this stuff, and you're not, breaking through because you're procrastinating. You're too busy escaping, watching TV, binge watching TV over and over again, and you're not addressing what needs to be addressed. That could hit a chord. So it's not that other people can't find your why or help you find your why. It's often what they say and what we take out from it. So if people are telling you stuff like that, think about it and think about how it's affecting you. So you can kind of find your why, but it has to have an internal reason. It has to link to things in your life that have significance. It has to link to feelings. So it's really, really important. So do a little bit of research on your why. Like, if you want to figure out what your major goal in life is, figure it out. So replace. So what do I want to replace the habit with? So I can't just say that, okay, I want to stop smoking, and the reason I want to do it because I want to be more healthy, or I want to stop procrastination because I'm not living up to my potential. So I can't just say these things and it's over. Like it's not just over. Like you need to pick what you want to replace it with. So science is showing us, and social science is showing us, that you really need to be more active about this process. So you'll find people that say they want to stop smoking and they have an intention around it. They'll set their goals around it, but they don't pick how they want to replace it because they don't understand that mechanism that habits need to be replaced. So what do I want to replace it with? So oftentimes what they do is they don't think it through, and they naturally are more hungry because they were on a stimulant, right? Because smoking is a stimulant. And they naturally feel more hungry, or they want to curb that craving. They want to be holding something, they want to be chewing on something to stop that craving. So they take on eating. So what happens is you'll end up having people that gain a whole bunch of weight, but they take on another negative habit, and the negative habit causes them to gain weight. So they said, oh my God, I gained so much weight, I should take up smoking again to lose the weight. So now they're overweight and they're smoking because they didn't think the process through. So if I take that example down to procrastination, if I look at procrastination and what it really is, it's really avoidism and escapism. And it's really going back to my personality, and it's going back to my self-efficacy. Like, I don't believe in my ability to succeed. I can't visualize my ability to succeed. So when I do the research, I have to go back and pick, how do I want to replace it? So it's really my awareness, my mindset that I need to change in order to replace it. So my what is my smoking or my procrastination, and my why is that I want to be healthier for, stopping to smoke, and my why is that I want to live up to my potential and achieve my goals. And I want to replace it with either exercising. So studies show that people that smoke, if they start exercising, they actually have a better result. So the times that they smoke, if they start kind of doing deep breathing exercises, they take on some type of meditation or some type of stretching, and they take on running once or twice a day, or just once a day, walking, it actually has a better likelihood, or they have a better likelihood they'll stop smoking. So there's lots of studies about that. And if I replace it with awareness, then I have to say to myself, okay, how do I do it? So when I looked into it, when I did all this research, I realized that, okay, awareness is what I need. I need to learn to visualize. I need to learn to do this. And I actually didn't know visualization was a process. I didn't know journaling was a part of the process. I didn't really realize what my procrastination stemmed from, which was my perfectionism. So I needed to do everything perfectly. So I just kind of stopped doing it because I didn't want to question that perfectionism. So you have to find your tools. This is where you might need to do a little bit of research. So starting with why, like your why is one thing that you're gonna really need to research, and your replace will come out of your tools. Actually, you can actually find it as you go along. So if you look at tools, I did a whole section on tools, so I'll stop this video. So I'm not gonna talk about tools a whole lot. So you can go to that video. That's actually a really long video. I apologize, but I talk about a lot of tools and a lot of ways to use them. So just flip to that video. So this video will stop here and you can go to tools. If you don't want to learn about tools and you feel that you have your own tools, skip that video and just go back to, I guess, part 3. I'll